Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we are getting into another box of Dominaria Remastered. And if you saw yesterday's video, I opened up two boxes and we had, at least one of them was pretty solid. At least I think. It's really tough to tell right now, especially with pre-market or pre-release prices. So in any case, we had box one was pretty solid. Box two was kind of lacking. But overall, it was a really solid video, and we had some really great cards that came out of there. Tons of cards that I was already looking forward to, and I was just really glad to get those. So let's not wait. Let's kind of jump right into this one, and just kind of remember that in a pre-release and in the first couple of weeks of a set coming out, there will be no prices that show up on screen. Everything here is just because everything is too volatile, so we're just going to kind of go through and just see what's in here. Just enjoy the boxes, and essentially you're just going to get the raw content video, with this one being an exception where I have to voice over the video just because I had a lot of staticky, a lot of artifacting, and hopefully this new microphone goes a little bit better. So let's see what we got. Looks like we got a Remedy, we got a Forest, we have a Goblin token, and we're going to be on our way into our third pack of the box. And we are going to pull a Last Chance in the Borderless non-foil. So actually pretty nice looking card, and from my understanding, the Borderless non-foil cards, the Borderless in general, are actually pretty difficult to get, and more like the chase cards that are going to be in the set I think are honestly going to be the Borderless foil cards. Those ones seem to be more difficult to get. So I'm going to be curious to see in the next 30 to 60 days how those hold up compared to the retro foil cards. But yeah, so we have ourselves a Shivan Dragon, and this is one that I've personally been looking for. This is going to go into a whole new pile that we're going to call for the rest of the series. It's going to be the Cool Kids Club card pile, or the cool card pile. So it's just going to be stuff that may not necessarily have a ton of value, but cards that I'm personally seeking. They can be common, they can be uncommons, they can be a little bit of everything. So it looks like we're going to have a Lyra Dawnbringer in the retro non-foil, followed by a Howl from Beyond. So with the reimagining of the artwork, and some of this has been relatively hit or miss on the artwork being either better or worse, and I guess you'll see in some instances which ones are going to be better, which I think are kind of far and few between. And they've also recycled a ton. But like these islands, these Mark Poole islands, are actually pretty sick, because it looks like, and I think this is honestly the original, OG Mark Poole island from like 1993. All right, Chain Lightning in the retro, and I think that one's probably going to be pretty steady. Moving on down the line as far as value goes, Chain Lightning's always a good hit, but in the retro, I think that's going to be one that holds for a while. We're going to have Chainer, Dementia Master in the Borderless non-foil. So again, you may see from time to time that we get a substantial amount of Borderless cards, but we don't necessarily always get Borderless foils. In a draft box, I guess it's to be expected, but again, that's why I assume that the premium is probably going to be there. But let's keep working our way through. This box, this side, the left side, which is, left side's usually the best side, is so far not panning out for us. We have no tutors. And we got a Jester's Cap though. This Jester's Cap is crazy. Like, this is like an it style, like an it reimagined artwork for a Jester's Cap, and it looks awesome. And then we have Helm of the Awakening and the Borderless foil, and this is the first Borderless foil that I've gotten out of this set so far. So this is 3 boxes in, and I've gotten the first one. I think the story would be a little bit different in a collector's box, but if you look at some collector's box videos, sometimes they're hard to pull. You might get a Borderless non-foil, but I don't think I've seen many in a foil treatment pulled out. So we'll consider that one a win on our part. All right. So last pack of the side. Let's see what we got. And we're going to have a duplicate chainer. And this is a going trend that I've noticed opening up these boxes. Is that there is a ton of duplication, whether it's common, uncommon, rare, mythic. If you pull one, especially if you pull one early, you are relatively likely to pull a duplicate somewhere down the line. Like if we pull this Rith now, this one might be, in a retro non-foil. 10 packs from now, you might pull a Rith, in a regular treatment. The same can be said for like that helm, that Jester's cap. It's just pretty wild, like the collation issues that I feel like that Wizards had when they were putting these packs together. They're just kind of lumping them all together. But it is definitely a common theme that's been seen. I mean, I don't want to get too far into it. I mean, I've opened 12 boxes of this, but in videos that you see, it will be a very, very common thing that you see. All right, we have the Glory Hole, followed by a Renewed Faith. We have a Care Bear in the foil, a Markpool Island. That's Survivor Island right there. And we're on to the next pack. All right, Isolated Chapel in the retro. It actually looks really nice. Okay, so there was a skip in the video, and that's pretty much where the audio started to kind of cut out. And I think there was a second jump in here where I ended up having to pause it because it looked like it wasn't doing, I don't know, there was just something funky with the video that was happening. So Birds of Paradise. I put that in the Cool Kids pile just because, like, I'm not sure how this is going to play out. Here's the thing about Birds of Paradise. This printing, this printing artwork is the same one that they just printed on Magic 30th. It's got an OG back on it though, so it's legal. It's probably going to cost you $12, when everything is all said and done. And I think this is the first time that I've gotten that Birds of Paradise. I think I have a 4th edition or something laying around. I didn't go through and do like how I did in the first video, how I showed a couple of my classic cards that I have. Like I didn't go through every video and like just have a whole bunch of them like on the ready, but yeah, I think I have one like that's just like that. Okay, so here's a couple cards to look out for if you're not sure, of like which cards are going to be. Sorry about that. If you're not sure, which cards are going to be hits down the line, or if you're just looking for something like now, like in the short term, because the common and uncommon slot in this set is actually full of quite a few decent cards. Oh, hang on for a minute. I'm having a technical difficulty. So the common and uncommon slot in this set actually has quite a few cards that are pretty expensive. One of them being the Elvish Spirit Guide. Let's see. Swords to Plowshares is up there. Chainer's Edict, Nature's Lore. And then you've got Snap and Counterspell. And, Chain Lightning, obviously. So you want to keep your eye out for those as you're opening this set. Obviously, I shouldn't have to say that. I mean, those are some relatively common, popular cards. But at the same time, a premium is also going to be fetched with treatments like this where you have a retro non-foil or a retro foil. Those are all going to carry a premium. The top uncommon card right now is the Elvish Spirit Guide. As of pre-release, I think it was sitting at like $4 or $5, which that's not going to hold. I would expect it to drop. I think it's come down like 40% in the last like week or so, but I would expect it to come down a lot more also as of release, which is technically tonight. It's the 13th, so Friday. But I wouldn't, I wouldn't expect those to, they might go down to like $1.50, $2. This is probably what I'm thinking. But they're selling on eBay right now. They're selling like crazy at, I think it's $3 a piece right now, $3 shipped. So it's not horrible. But there's no buy list up right now, so you can't see what you're buy listing for. My typical would be to sell anything. I'd buy list anything under $5 basically. I think the minority times that I might have not buy listed something would have been if it was like a sought after land, because you could sell play sets of those for a premium. Like with Infinity. Infinity was like that. Sylvan Library. This is our first appearance of Sylvan Library, and it's in the borderless non-foil. And I actually like how the Sylvan Library looks. I like how the original is. But I think this is a really nice looking artwork. And I don't agree with all the artwork that came out in this set, but I think that's a really good one. I think they kind of hit that one home. Kind of looks like an old wall, like from original Magic. Looks like one of the walls, like a wall of wood, or I don't know, wall of bramble. I think that was one of them, but it's kind of what it reminds me of. Stroke of Genius, they replaced that artwork with a young person. I believe it used to be, I think it was an old guy. Now it's like a young man or a young woman. All right, and then they added tons and tons and tons of Care Bears in here. All right, Counterspell. Glad to see they kept that artwork. I would have liked to see the original, where it's like the wizard with the two fingers, and like the lightning bolt, like drooping down, like lightning bolts couldn't stay hard for a while. All right, then we got a Wrath of God, borderless non-foil, and then Rada. And Rada kills me. It's got to be like in every single set, and I never look forward to it. But I feel like it's just a staple now. Like it's like the meme card for me. All right, making our way. Another Stroke of Genius. So again, more of this duplication. It's just everywhere. We had, 2 tests? Yeah, I mean, why can't we get, duplication of Sylvan Libraries? We got Time Stretch in the retro, so that's a pretty decent hit. And tons of these islands. Tons of them everywhere. Islands everywhere you look. All right. And we're getting towards the end here. We got just a couple more packs left. So we have a Gamble. This is our first appearance of Gamble that showed up. We have Peregrine Drake in the retro non-foil, followed by a Forest and a Squirrel token, and then we're on to our last card. Let's see. Our last pack, rather. So we're going to have Solkanar, followed by a Flametongue Kavu, and then again with this duplication, we're going to have Jester's Cap. This is going to be pack foil version. It's the It card. Not that it's the good card, but it's the It card. But yeah, so here we are. We're right at the end of the box. That was it. This was probably middle of the road, probably a little bit above average. Especially with that Sylvan Library that was thrown in there. I think that did some big things for us. So, like this video if you guys liked it. Dislike it if you dislike it. It's okay. If you're not subscribed and you want to be, there's a button down below for that. It really helps me out a ton. And as per usual, I will catch you guys tomorrow on the next video.